You know what? It might surprise you to learn that certain nuts, yes, the very ones many people eat thinking they are healthy, can actually increase your risk of heart disease by up to 48%. That's based on long-term studies published in major cardiovascular journals. If you're over 65, this is especially important to know. Some common nuts found right in your kitchen cabinet might be slowly raising your blood pressure, triggering inflammation, clogging your arteries, and even affecting your memory over time. Most folks eat them without a second thought, believing they are doing their bodies a favor. But the truth is, not all nuts are created equal. There's one particular nut you've likely heard praised by people on low-carb diets. You might even have it in your snack jar right now. But what many people don't realize is that eating it too often could be silently harming your kidneys, liver, and even your brain. Don't worry, though, there are also nuts that genuinely support your health. Some are great for your bones, some boost brain power, others help with blood pressure, and one, in particular, can do wonders for your thyroid. Let's talk about the ones worth eating every day, and the hidden dangers of the ones you should avoid. Almonds are first on the list, and they are truly a powerhouse when it comes to supporting aging bodies. Packed with calcium and vitamin E, almonds play a vital role in strengthening bones. As we age, bone density naturally declines, and after the age of 65, this process accelerates. Fractures become more common, and recovery takes longer. But incorporating just a quarter cup of almonds into your daily routine delivers nearly 100 milligrams of calcium. That's a helpful dose to support your skeletal system and slow the march of bone loss. Almonds are also rich in magnesium, a mineral that helps direct calcium to your bones, where it belongs, instead of allowing it to build up in your arteries. That means almonds don't just help prevent fractures, they also support heart health by keeping your arteries clear and flexible. Their healthy fats help lower bad cholesterol levels. 2. A daily portion of 15 to 20 almonds, raw or dry roasted without salt, provides not only heart benefits but also around 3.5 grams of fiber, which is excellent for digestion. Constipation becomes more common with age, and fiber can make a big difference. Research even suggests almonds help protect brain cells from oxidative damage. For maximum benefit, choose almonds with the skins on. The skins contain polyphenols that enhance the effects of vitamin E when consumed together. Just chew them thoroughly before swallowing, especially if you have trouble with dry mouth or swallowing difficulties. Next up are walnuts. You've probably noticed they resemble tiny brains, and interestingly, they're among the best foods you can eat for your brain. Walnuts contain more omega-3 fatty acids than any other common nut. These fats are essential for maintaining the structure and function of brain cells. They help electrical signals pass smoothly between neurons and reduce inflammation that contributes to memory loss, cognitive decline, and even diseases like Alzheimer's. One study showed that older adults who ate about 1.5 ounces of walnuts every day for 8 weeks performed significantly better on memory tests and showed faster thinking speeds. Walnuts contain special polyphenols and other compounds that may slow or even help prevent progression of age-related brain conditions. And they contain melatonin, a natural hormone your body produces less of as you age. That could be why eating a handful of walnuts in the evening may help improve sleep quality. They are heart-friendly, too. Walnuts help protect your blood vessels, making them more elastic and less prone to damage. That's important for anyone taking blood pressure medication, as healthy vessels respond better to treatment. Try to eat 7 to 9 walnut halves daily. Keep them refrigerated to preserve freshness, and if you enjoy cracking them yourself, that's great for hand strength and coordination. Their slightly bitter taste, that's actually a sign they are packed with beneficial plant compounds. Now, let's talk about pistachios, one of the most underrated nuts when it comes to managing blood pressure. These little green gems are low in sodium but high in potassium, which helps the kidneys flush out excess salt. One serving, which is about an ounce or 49 pistachios, contains around 285 milligrams of potassium. That balance supports a healthy blood pressure and can even lower it by 3 to 5 points, comparable to some mild medications, but without side effects. Pistachios also contain lutein and zeaxanthin, 2 antioxidants that protect your eyes. That's important because macular degeneration is a leading cause of vision loss in people over 60. Unlike harder nuts, pistachios are easy on your teeth and gums, making them a more comfortable choice if you have dental sensitivity. Their natural green and purple coloring isn't just beautiful, it signals that they are loaded with powerful antioxidants that slow cellular aging. Interestingly, the shells serve a helpful purpose. Because you have to shell them, you naturally slow down your eating pace, which helps prevent overeating. And seeing the empty shells pile up gives you a visual cue for how much you've eaten. Choose lightly salted or unsalted varieties, and aim for 1 ounce a day. With 3 grams of fiber per serving, pistachios are also a great choice for keeping blood sugar stable, particularly important since 1 in 4 adults over 65 has either diabetes or prediabetes. Finally, let's take a closer look at Brazil nuts, which take the top spot thanks to their powerful support for thyroid health. The thyroid, a small gland at the base of your neck, controls metabolism, energy, and even mood. But many people don't think about it until something goes wrong. Brazil nuts are the richest natural source of selenium, a mineral your thyroid absolutely needs to function properly. Just 1 Brazil nut contains more than 100% of your daily selenium requirement. This mineral helps your thyroid produce hormones efficiently and can even support detoxification pathways in your liver. It plays a role in immune function, cognitive health, and inflammation control. But with Brazil nuts, more isn't better. Stick to 1 or 2 per day. Because they are so rich in selenium, eating too many can lead to toxicity over time. But in moderation, they are a simple, natural way to nourish your thyroid and support your overall well-being. So, while some nuts can be quietly doing damage, others can be quietly doing a world of good. Understanding the difference could make all the difference in how you feel physically, mentally, and emotionally. Choosing the right kinds, in the right amounts, is one of the simplest and most powerful changes you can make. This matters because up to 1 in 5 people over the age of 65 has a thyroid problem, and many of them don't even realize it. That's because the symptoms often look like regular signs of aging, feeling tired, gaining weight, mood swings, or trouble concentrating. But sometimes it's not aging at all, it's the thyroid slowing down. The selenium in Brazil nuts plays a critical role here. It helps the thyroid function properly, keeping hormones balanced so energy levels, metabolism, and emotional stability are maintained. What's especially valuable about Brazil nuts is that the form of selenium they contain is highly bioavailable, meaning your body can absorb and use it more easily than the kind found in most supplements. On top of that, these nuts also contain unique fatty acids that help protect the myelin sheath, the thin coating around nerve cells that transmit signals between the brain and body. As this protective layer naturally deteriorates with age, Brazil nuts can help slow that breakdown, keeping reflexes quicker and thoughts clearer. Because of their rich, creamy texture, Brazil nuts feel like a treat, even in small amounts. And that's a good thing, because more isn't better here. Just 1 or 2 Brazil nuts per day provide all the selenium you need. More than that can actually be harmful over time, so moderation is key. If you're shopping for them, look for ones still in the shell. They tend to stay fresher longer, especially when stored in the refrigerator, since their healthy fats can go rancid if left out. They are also helpful for digestion. The natural oils and fiber in Brazil nuts can help relieve constipation, which becomes a more common problem with age. Their mild, sweet flavor makes them a satisfying alternative to processed snacks filled with added sugars or artificial ingredients. But perhaps the most surprising benefit? Emerging research now suggests that selenium-rich Brazil nuts may actually slow aging at the cellular level. That means they are not just good for managing thyroid health, they might help extend the health of your entire body. Now, while some nuts offer incredible benefits, others can actually do more harm than good, especially if eaten often or in large amounts. That's why it's important to know which ones to avoid or consume only in small, cautious quantities. Let's begin with peanuts. These are technically not even nuts. They are legumes, which grow underground. Because of where and how they grow, peanuts are more likely than tree nuts to develop mold and harbor aflatoxins, which are harmful substances that can damage the liver and increase the risk of cancer. As the body's natural detox systems become less efficient with age, this risk becomes even more serious. Peanuts also contain certain proteins that can trigger low-grade inflammation in some people, even in those who aren't allergic. This kind of chronic inflammation is linked to worsened joint pain, cardiovascular issues, and cognitive decline. Since these conditions are already more common later in life, peanuts may quietly be making them worse. They are also disproportionately high in omega-6 fatty acids, which most people already get too much of. An imbalance between omega-6 and omega-3s can fuel inflammation throughout the body. There's another hidden danger. Peanuts contain vitamin K, which can interfere with blood-thinning medications. That's a risky combination many people aren't told about. And when it comes to peanut butter, the problems multiply. Most commercial varieties are loaded with added sugar, processed oils, and sodium, all of which can spike blood pressure or worsen heart health. Even the natural peanut butters can be problematic if eaten too often, especially if you already struggle with high blood pressure or kidney issues. On top of that, peanuts spoil quickly if not stored correctly, and roasting them at high heat can produce harmful compounds that may affect brain health. This is especially concerning if you're trying to protect memory and mental clarity. A simple change, like replacing peanuts with healthier nuts even a few days a week, can offer better nutrition with fewer risks. Next, let's look at cashews. Often praised as a healthy snack, they are not quite as innocent as they seem. Cashews are higher in carbohydrates than most nuts, about 9 grams of carbs per ounce, and contain less fiber to slow down digestion. That can cause blood sugar spikes, especially in those managing diabetes or insulin resistance. And that's a big concern since nearly half of all adults over 65 fall into one of those categories. Because they don't look or taste overly sweet, many people don't think about the carbs in cashews. But they can quietly push blood sugar out of balance, especially when eaten in handfuls. Their soft, curved shape also makes them a choking hazard, something not often considered, but very real for those with swallowing difficulties. In fact, cashews are among the most commonly choked on nuts. Beyond that, cashews are high in oxalates, which are compounds that block the absorption of calcium. For those already at risk of osteoporosis or weakened bones, this is a serious downside. Oxalates also contribute to kidney stone formation, which is more common after age 60. Another issue? Cashews must be heavily processed to remove a toxic resin, similar to what's found in poison ivy, which also strips away many of the nut's nutrients. What ends up in stores is often salted or roasted and far removed from its natural state. These added oils and sodium can aggravate acid reflux and contribute to high blood pressure. And cashews contain natural enzyme inhibitors that make it harder for your body to digest protein, something already more difficult with age. Their creamy taste and texture make them easy to overeat, but doing so can lead to weight gain, which becomes harder to manage over time. A better option is to replace cashews with nutrient-dense options like almonds or walnuts. You'll still enjoy flavor and texture without the hidden risks. Lastly, let's talk about macadamia nuts. While they have a rich, buttery flavor and smooth texture, they are incredibly dense in calories. Just 1 ounce contains nearly 200 calories, making them the most calorie-rich nut available. For those with slower metabolisms or who are trying to manage their weight, macadamias can be a hidden obstacle. Their high-fat content, around 22 grams per ounce, adds up quickly. And although the fat is mostly monounsaturated, it still puts strain on digestion, especially if you have an undiagnosed gallstone, which many do. These nuts are also high in saturated fat, about 3 grams per ounce. That's a kind of fat that can raise LDL or bad cholesterol over time. And while some saturated fat is okay in moderation, it's easy to consume too much with macadamias. Another consideration is their physical hardness. Macadamia nuts are extremely dense and can pose a real risk for anyone with crowns, bridges, or weaker teeth. One bad bite can crack dental work or cause pain. While they might seem luxurious and satisfying, their downsides, from calorie load to dental risks, mean they are better saved for special occasions, if at all. By understanding which nuts to embrace and which to approach with caution, it becomes easier to make food choices that genuinely support your long-term health and well-being. This can be especially troubling as tooth enamel naturally wears down with age, making it harder to safely chew dense nuts like macadamias. They are also quite expensive, which might lead budget-conscious people to buy older or poor-quality batches that have gone rancid. Many commercial macadamias are heavily salted and roasted in oil, adding unnecessary sodium and unhealthy fats. Their rich, buttery taste can make it easy to overeat, especially if your sense of taste has dulled over time. While nuts are often praised for heart health, high-fat varieties like macadamias are often overlooked for their potential risks. If you've been eating them regularly, consider switching to pistachios instead. They're a much better choice. And pine nuts? They're the worst of all. They can interfere with common medications, cause digestive issues, increase inflammation, and even trigger pine mouth, a metallic taste that leads many to stop eating altogether. Avoid these nuts and choose smart options. Let us know in the comments. Have you noticed any changes after switching nuts?